Yo, 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 what's up with it? It's your girl, the Mindset Mistress, Precious, aka P. Latoy, whatever you want to call me. I'm back with another Mindset Monday today. Today's Mindset Monday was so important to me. I didn't even want to interview another guest. This topic of discussion is so near and dear to my heart. So I was watching a YouTube video. Oh my God, I can't even believe I didn't write down the man's name to reference him. But I was watching a YouTube video, and this man was talking about Queenology and about the mindset of it all. So of course, me being the mindset mistress, I took extreme interest into what he was saying. So after listening to his video, it motivated me to do my mindset Mondays on the mindset of being a queen. Now, let me say something. I've been in a relationship with my husband, whom we have 6 children together, me and him. And we've been together, like I said, for 23 years. We've been married for 5. Our oldest child is 20, our youngest is 7. And I definitely want to speak on the relationship aspect of it, and then just women in general, queenology, the mindset. Okay, so let's get to it. Every black woman, I think, has called themselves a queen, here or there. You know what I mean? But let's really get into the mindset of a queen. We all know that your behavior is a reflection of your mindset. So what I feel, this is just my personal opinion. I'm speaking to black women specifically. I feel like our mindset and our way of thinking, it has been broken intentionally. Our consciousness, it has been broken intentionally over the generations. Um, Not to completely, there's different, a whole bunch of different things that you could blame. You could blame slavery, you could blame, just, it's so many different reasons that you could blame, but I'm gonna touch on things that I think are important to the woman's mindset. Unfortunately, there is a perverted generation of men who have taken advantage of the woman's, or the young woman's, the child even, need to please and satisfy the father, or even the brothers, the uncles, anyone. And what I will say is this: of course, I didn't grow up with my father. I just recently, met my biological father, and he still ain't thinking about my black ass. But that's a whole nother can of worms. However, even with young women who grew up within a two-parent home, with the men, unfortunately, society grooms men to protect and to feed. They don't groom society to feed their their um, their daughters self-esteem, to feed them self-worth. They look to the mother to do that, to take care of the household, and to like have talks with the daughters and all of that. Those are the perceptions that have always been on TV. Those that's the mindset. The men are supposed to just protect and provide, and the women are supposed to build the young women up, their mindset, teach them about the birds and the bees, and blah 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 blah. That is what society does. So even with the young woman who grew up in a household with a father, if he wasn't feeding her mindset with affirmations of greatness, of her being beautiful, complimenting her, letting her know that, you know, putting her in a place of self-awareness where insecurity is never a factor. Never. Young women who grow up without fathers definitely, had that issue. But even if you're growing up in a two-parent home where the father is there and he's not providing that, you will still find that you will grow up, as some women will probably agree with me watching this, still missing that, still trying to fill that void as far as the men are concerned. Okay, so as a woman, we have that natural ability to want to satisfy and please a man, as I stated before. So our consciousness is broken intentionally, like I stated before. And no affirmations from fathers, no affirmations from uncles or brothers or men in your life, and you grow up to be a woman that really doesn't know their worth. It doesn't know how amazing they are. So you end up in these relationships where you just accept a whole bunch of bullshit because you don't know that it's unacceptable, or that you know that you're worthy of so much more. So I really feel like to the queenology of it all, the mindset of being a queen, is to really have an extreme self-awareness. The reason why I feel like this was such an amazing topic of discussion, because me personally in my life, I am making a transition where, I come from a broken home like most of us. I come from a broken background, and I'm just now realizing that my consciousness was broken. Didn't realize it was broken intentionally. You know what I'm saying? Even the shit that, that's put on TV. I will always and forever say Love and Hip Hop, Basketball Wives, um, all of those type of reality shows. Those shows were put in place intentionally to break your queen consciousness. It sets a standard for what you feel like your worth should be, or what the standard of being a queen is. And it is completely our this generation, I'm talking about my kids, this generation has completely lost their mind, and lost the path on what the queen mindset should be. And in a relationship, I feel like if you consciously want to call yourself a queen in your relationship, and and that's how you move in, because your behavior is what makes you a queen. Your behavior is equivalent to your mindset. Your behavior is a snapshot of your mindset. So that being said, in a relationship, if you're moving like a queen in that, uh, you see, because let me explain something to you. The men, the black men, or men in general, you have a role in healing the black woman, to help her understand and come to her queen consciousness. You have to understand that your consciousness was broken intentionally as well. The seed was planted for you to protect and provide. But nobody ever told a man that, listen, it's very important for you to sit down and talk to your daughters. Tell them you love them. Tell them they're beautiful. Tell them they're amazing. Tell them they will never have to question or want for love, because it's right there in you. Nobody teaches our black men that. Nobody teaches our black men that. So I say all that to say this. The consciousness, sorry, y'all keep messing with my mic, these braids. The consciousness of a black woman and a black man, has, like I said, has been broken intentionally from the beginning of time. In order to press reset on your mindset and to be able to move like a queen, like I said, there has to be a huge self-awareness there. A huge self-awareness there. And if men could just kind of understand, the mindset of how a woman's mindset, of how our queen consciousness, that's a tongue twister, our queen consciousness has been broken intentionally, and so has his king consciousness. We have a responsibility to each other to help each other heal from that. You know what I mean? And the mindset of the divide and conquer, and for us to naturally be against each other, even in relationships, even envy, all of that, it's a factor with the mindset. So the queenology mindset, if you're really moving like a queen, or if your mindset is really in the queen, if you've leveled up to that level of having that queen mindset, you can help your man understand his role in healing you, helping healing you as the queen, and you will also understand your role in healing him, in helping him understand he has a bigger role than just to protect and provide, especially when it comes to your daughters. Think about that. Think about that. Now let's get to these relationships, okay? Okay, we're going to take a little break, and then I'm going to get on that, okay? Queenology is about mindset. how you move. It's how you move. It's not about the words that come out of your mouth. You can say you're a queen all day long. Your behavior is a Snapchat of your mindset and how you move. You know what I mean? And it's not about perfection. It's not about being Claire Huxtable or being Maya Angelou, which are both queens, absolutely. However, it's about the mindset. Really know, to know where you're going, you got to know where you came from and understand the programming of your mindset. Even with success and with everything you do, let me tell you something. What you have to understand is the value. I wrote it down. Let me see. The value that your creator has put on you, it can never be tampered with. It can never be tampered with. Let me tell you something. T.D. Jakes did this one time. He took a $100 bill, took it out of his wallet, held it up, asked the audience, what is this $100 bill worth? Everybody like $100, okay? So he put it on the ground, he stumped on it with his feet, twisted it up, you know what I'm saying, picked it back up. What's it worth now? $100, okay? Takes it in his hand, crumbles it up, you know what I'm saying? You could dip it in a bucket of water, slime, wipe mud on it, whatever. Hold it back in front of the audience. What's it worth? Still worth $100. The value that your creator put on you, it can never be tampered with. It can never be tarnished. A queen is a queen is a queen. So that's already there. The foundation is there. All you have to do is make your mindset match with what your creator has already put on you. It's already put on your spirit to be a queen. Nobody can take that away. Nobody can take it away. Just like the woman in the Bible, you could come to God, you could sleep with, I use a woman as an example that has 3 or 4 kids, 3 or 4 different baby daddies. That doesn't make your value any less than a woman that has 10 kids with 1 baby daddy or 1 husband. Your value is still unfuckwittable. You feel me? Your value is still unfuckwittable. And that message is straight from your creator. I just deliver it the way that I deliver it. You dig? Nobody can fuck with your value. Society teaches us that a woman who slept with more than 1 or 2 men, her value's gone. You got several kids out of wedlock, you don't have any value. You don't have degrees, you don't have any value. You don't have a career, you don't have any value. You getting assistance from the state, you don't have any value. Bullshit, lies, the lies they tell. The lies. I'm just saying. And men is so important for you. It's a very essential role for a man in a young woman's life when your daughter is growing up. It's essential to provide those affirmations, to provide that confirmation that they are loved, that they are beautiful, and that they should be confident and know their worth. Okay? It doesn't matter the things that you've done in life. Just like in the Bible, when the woman comes to God and like, oh my God, to Jesus, oh my God, they trying to stone me because I done cheated or I done did, you know what I'm saying, I done fucked a married man. And so Jesus tells them like, bro, okay, that's fine, y'all can stone her, but anybody who's without sin, then you can stone her. Go for it. Let me see what's up with it. Everybody slowly start walking away because they all was with sin. And then he tells her like, listen, I don't got nothing against you. You good. Just don't sin again. You good. Keep it moving. And that's what it is. Her value was still, she was still just as valuable to Jesus as everybody else standing there. You feel me? Mindset. Now, next segment, we're going to get to these relationships, okay? My brain needs a break. Long-term relationships, we're going to make this fast. First and foremost, let me say this. When you met your partner, you all were very young. So communication and values and expectations weren't a factor. Once you become an adult, all of those things become a factor. And then you're married and you have all these kids and then you're like, oh shit, we don't have shit in common. What the fuck is going on? Well, when you're a teenager, in my opinion, expert opinion, I feel like, women are the chasers. And like I said in the first segment, we have this natural ability to want to please and satisfy the men in our lives. And that's what young men played on. They play on that. I think some men do. And I'll use myself as the example. When I met my now husband, I was 15 going on 16 years old. My only thought was I need love. I was coming from sexual abuse, from physical abuse. I did not have a father in my life, and the first little piece of love that I had to hold on to, I held on to that shit. Okay, 23 years later. Then you get into adulthood and you're like, wait a minute, I don't have nothing in common with this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything's different. Everything feels different. It's just weird. It's just like, oh my God, is this what I really want? And then you got kids and you're like, well, I got to stay for the kids. And we got bills together and all this. All of that shit comes into play. So my response to that is this. In relationships, if you're thinking about getting in a relationship or you're moving towards a long-term relationship, it is so fucking important to ask questions. Okay? I'm talking about from, petty shit. You know what I mean? Because I will always say, forever say, you don't know nobody till you live with them. Okay? But like shit like as far as how you raise your kids, what do you think about education? What does success look like to you? What are your goals? Do you want to be a business owner? Are you a 9-to-5er? Is that person complacent? Or is that person a hustler? Is that person a go-getter? Is that person a dreamer? You really need to understand how this person's mindset is programmed, and you will see what your future looks like. See, a lot of times people fall in love with the dick or fall in love with the pussy and don't be asking all of these important questions. People trying to be with people for the look because they popular in their city or because they look good or they got a nice body or they got money. All of those things are a factor. But trust and believe me, if you ain't communicating and asking the questions that you need to ask, I'm telling you what the fuck I know. I'm living it. Okay? I'm living it and still learning and growing every single day. And that's no shade to my husband or to me. Because if he was sitting right here, we really could really get down and have a conversation about some shit. But my advice to people who've been in long-term relationships and here you are 20, 15, 10, 20 years later and you feeling lost and you feeling stuck, you have to start asking those questions in your relationship, because if you don't, you will continue to feel unfulfilled. You will continue to feel lost. And then those thoughts of trying to find what you need somewhere else will come into play. And those are dangerous thoughts to have if you're married. I know, because I'm living it. And I can only give you advice about shit that I've lived or already been through. You know what I mean? So my advice as a life coach is, if you love your partner, ask the questions and make the adjustments. You know what I mean? You got to find the balance somewhere. If you take down a piece of paper and write down all the pros and cons of your relationship and the bad outweighs the good, bye. It's time to motherfucking go. It's time to go. That's all I'm saying. Anyways, it's your girl, the Mindset Mistress, your girl, P. Latoy. I'm going to touch basis on this later on, probably in a podcast, but long-term relationships, it is very hard. I know everybody wants to stay and do the right thing. Everybody, well, not everybody, but some people want to stay for the kids. Some people want to stay because it's history there. Listen to me. You only have one life to live. Stop living like you got 1,000 years to live. You better figure out what the fuck make you happy and then do that shit. Step and live in your purpose. And don't allow fear of not having love. Once you fall in love with yourself, run it back, Precious. Listen. Self-love is the best love, okay? Once you fall in love with yourself, somebody else loving you or being your partner or spouse, that becomes the bonus. You can't look for somebody else to make you happy. You can't. You have to make yourself happy. Step into the relationship already happy. Now, those of us who've been in a relationship since we were teenagers, unfortunately, that opportunity is gone. You know what I mean? We've already built a whole foundation, but is your foundation built in the sand by the water, or is your foundation cemented into the ground, unbreakable? It's all about mindset. You feel me? Mindset over everything. You dig? Anyways, it's your girl, the Mindset Mistress. That's my advice for today. Mindset Mondays. The first segment, Queenology, mindset. In this one, long term relationships is a motherfucker. You got a lot of thinking to do.